So, welcome back to another episode of Legally Speaking with Restikes. Today, we're tackling a topic that hits home for many: alimony and maintenance in divorce cases. Divorce is never easy, and when financial support comes into picture, things can get even more complicated. Who gets alimony, how much, for how long? And with more women becoming financially independent, are courts still following the traditional approach, or is there a shift in mindset? To help us break it all down, we have a special guest, Advocate Ravi Teja, who specializes in civil, criminal, and commercial law at the Telangana High Court. He also brings expertise in litigation, contract negotiations, and intellectual property protection, providing strategic legal counsel for complex legal challenges. We'll dive into how courts decide maintenance, whether men can claim alimony, and if India's law are truly fair to both parties. So, whether you're going through a divorce, you know someone who is, or are just curious about how these laws work, stick around. This is going to be an insightful conversation. So, first of all, welcome to today's podcast, Advocate Ravi.
Yeah, good evening, and thank you for making me as a guest for this podcast. And I'm so
It,
much delighted to have this opportunity here with you.
it's our absolute pleasure. So, let's start with the first question then. Can you give us an overview of how alimony and maintenance work under the Indian law?
So first, we come to the maintenance. Actually, in the most of the divorce cases, in the contested divorce, like either the husband, either the wife, if
Hmm.
any one of them doesn't have the consent to take the divorce, and
Hmm.
any one of them have the interested to take the divorce. Like if the husband is interested, either wife is not interested.
Yeah.
At that circumstances, they will going with the cases of contested divorce. Okay, under the in Hindu Marriage Act 13 section 13. So in these, the woman, if the woman is contested, then she will be also filing for the maintenance under CRPC 125
Hmm.
in the old laws, as per the old laws. So in this, the judge, the presiding officer who sits in the court, they will conclude the first, they will take the assets and liabilities of both the parties. Then they will be deciding that how much maintenance to be granted. And the wife has the all the rights that how much she can claim regarding how all the assets and liabilities if she is having children and their fees and all the things, daily needs, basic needs, everything
Yeah.
can be claimed in that. So as per that section, the woman starts filing the maintenance case against the husband. So in this, the first step is that to provide their assets and liabilities. And even the presiding officer, the court seeks the same thing from the husband and also the bank statements, whatever he is earning.
Hmm.
If the wife is seeking some amount, for example, recently we have heard that in the Bangalore court that
Hmm.
she was expecting to get 6 lakh something. At that
Hmm.
time, she got given the deliver order of some 15,000 or 17,000, and later, as she is well educated and she is
Yeah.
also earning herself. So after that, even the husband has the right that I'm unable to give this much of amount, and I will be giving some amount so that that will be decided.
Hmm.
So upon the circumstances and upon the situations that how much the wife is getting expenditure, what are the basic needs that can be concluded as, and it depends upon the city that they are residing also. Like in the metropolitan cities, hardly we will be getting at least 25,000 per month. And if she is having children, it may goes to 35,000 also. So in the recently when we are fighting the case in the against the husband, he was expecting and his salary is all about 5 lakhs to 6 lakhs per month. Okay. So we were demanding that as she is having independent house also, still the children are studying in the international schools and some ICSE boards, so their fees are too high. So when we were expecting to get at least 2 lakhs something, then the judge delivered the judgment of given the interim order of 60,000 rupees. Okay. So it depends upon the circumstances that how the liabilities are facing and how the financial status of the wife has. That is depends upon that how much he can be awarded. That's it. But it doesn't mean that that you are having a right and you can claim up to whatever you want. It is not possible because
Right.
the husband has also he has to take care about his parents and other basic needs. He has to leave. He is residing in some other city, and his parents are residing in some other city. Then there will be the double expenditure, and again he has to give the maintenance also. So at that time, court will seek the minimum to minimum circumstances, and somewhere now after the death of like Atul Subhash and other police officers in the Thanes, and lot of the people, the husbands are getting annoyed by these cases. They are like mentally harassed. So by considering these circumstances, the courts are also deciding the minimum amount of the interim maintenance. And when it comes to the alimony is the single time payment, like
Right.
lump sum amount. So it also includes that the expenditure that they have spent on the marriage and the ornaments. Even the dowry is prohibited in the India, but a lot of the customs and cultures and most of the people they are following that dowry is mandatory. They are taking dowries as a gift or whatever it might be. As per the Transfer of Property Act, we are having the provision that the given gift can be taken returned also.
Okay.
Okay. So whatever the gifts they are giving, they have to return also. So
Okay.
at that circumstances, including all these expenses, marriage expenses and other all the things expenses, whatever they have spent on the person at the till the from the time the marriage takes place until they have filed divorce. So everything should be given to that person, the wife.
Hmm.
In some circumstances there are if the man is dependent and he is not having the stable income, he's
Hmm.
unstable, he is not having proper knowledge of legal awareness or a proper knowledge that he can gain some money, and in some circumstances if he is insane, like unsound mind, at
Hmm.
that circumstances the court will consider the humanitarian grounds on that, and they will be giving the if the wife is well educated, well settled,
Hmm.
and the family is well and good in the society, they are having good financial status. That will be considered, and in some rarest circumstances, the men will be getting the alimony.
Okay.
But in most of the
So,
cases, wife is only the person who is getting the alimony and the maintenance.
right. So, how do courts decide if there is going to be interim maintenance or permanent alimony? What are the factors which decide this?
See, at the time of filing the maintenance case, the wife will be demanding both the things, the
Okay.
permanent alimony as well as the interim maintenance.
Okay.
Because after the filing of the divorce, the parties that both the couple are not residing under the same roof. So to get her daily needs, as
Hmm.
she is living separated,
Hmm.
so that is her right to get the maintenance. So that maintenance at the till the case get disposed, till the
Okay.
judgment is delivered, till that time, whatever she is getting, that is known as the interim maintenance. Okay. And after that, whatever the things that she has demanded, all the expenses after the case get disposed and orders delivered, in the judgment, the judge will be giving some conditions that he has to pay so and so amount, so and so everything, whatever the gold, whatever the silver that she has given to him as a in the form of dowry, or it might be gift. That depends upon them that how they are deciding. So that all things are considered as the alimony. In some things, there will be the permanent maintenance also. Like till the person, as the wife gets married to the second marriage, at that time, till that time, she will be getting the maintenance. And if she got married to the any other person, that at that time, as per the condition that will be given in the judgment, the maintenance will be stopped. Whereas in interim, that doesn't mean after the
Okay.
case get disposed, there will be the some amount of alimony will be given and total sort out will be done. There will be no connection between that person, both the parties also.
Right. Right. And is there a shift in courts emphasizing for more physical independence from, women rather than providing long-term alimony?
No, no, no. Mostly it won't be possible because once they got separated,
Hmm.
they won't be having any connections with them. Once the alimony is given,
Hmm.
and there will be no chance of claiming again and again.
Right.
Because in the judgment, it will be clearly written that so and so you have been agreed at the time of filing the divorce or filing the
Hmm.
maintenance. So at that time, after that, you won't be getting any alimony. So it won't be possible to reclaim the alimony again and again.
Hmm.
Once whatever you needed at that time itself, she has to claim. So now the courts won't be encouraging the second time and permanent alimony, lifetime alimonies, which the courts won't be encouraging, because the court also thinks that on the behalf of the husband also, because he has to live. In future, he is also having some other life and he has parents, everything. So that will be decided. But in case of the children, the wife has children. So that will be decided by the court that the husband has the permanent maintenance against on behalf of children, because their studies and their everything will be done by the husband itself. So that is decided like that. So it won't be that the courts will be shifting for the permanent and independently, and it won't be done actually.
So, is there any set formula to derive this maintenance? How do courts usually decide what the amount of maintenance will be?
Amount of maintenance will be decided only by the salary that the husband is getting.
Okay.
Okay, it might be 30%, 45%. That depends upon, because considering the both the circumstances of the people, like both the parties, so it will be decided that how much she is claiming and what is the actual rate that it can be decided.
Okay.
So it depends upon the city residing area. In the city also there are some areas like when we as example for the Hyderabad, if she is residing in the commercial areas like high tech city
Hmm.
and Jubilee Hills, Banjara Hills, then at that time some amount will be higher.
Hmm.
If the person in one of the our case that the person is unemployed, but still he has to pay the maintenance of 35,000 per month. In that case, when we approach it to the High Court has given the stay that when he is not having any income and how he is able to pay the maintenance. Once the divorce case being disposed, at that time some amount of money will be given. After that, he won't be harassed with the maintenance or with the any alimony purpose or any property issues. So that is decided by the court that by keeping the both the circumstances in mind of the in the view of the court, and taking the decision is depends upon the judge. But whereas the defense lawyer or the prosecution has all the right to claim whatever they need it. So in this point of view, the court will take the maintenance as a uh, crucial things.
So, and in cases where the wife is earning, but is still claiming for maintenance, how do courts determine whether she's eligible or not in such a case?
No. Recently in the Orissa High Court, recent judgment, that is a landmark judgment. If the wife is well educated and she is earning for her basic needs, so she won't be getting any maintenance.
Hmm. Okay.
Recently, that they have delivered the judgment, which is like a landmark judgment right now. Even the
Okay.
Supreme Court is also framing up the some special lines regarding this also, that if the wife is well settled and she's having well educated, she's having a good settled job in the some companies, and she can be surviving herself in the society, so she can't be getting any maintenance.
Right. Okay. And what are legal remedies are available to a spouse if the other party refuses to pay alimony or maintenance despite a court order?
So So in these things, there will be the spouse, the person, those who is not paying the maintenance after getting the order also.
Hmm.
In that cases, the preceding officer gives some time to pay it.
Okay.
If he or she is not paying, at that time the non-bailable warrants will be issued.
Hmm.
So for the 7 days or 15 days, they will be in the judicial custody until and unless they are paying. They won't be getting out of the jail. Either they have to make the bail, or for that also, after issuing the non-bailable warrants, there is another provision in the CRPC 70 clause 2 recall petition, which we call the recall petition to cancel the NBW, but on some condition. Like after 3 to 4 months, till 3 to 4 months, if the spouse is not paying the maintenance, at that time NBWS will be issued,
mm,
and the judge will recall that petition and allow the recall petition only on the conditions if the so and so amount. For example, it is 45,000 that he has to pay since after till 3 months. Okay, he haven't paid. At least 70% amount of he has to pay at the time of petition getting allowed in the court. So these are the legal remedies that that the defense lawyer takes the steps that they are filing the criminal miscellaneous petitions against the person who is not giving the providing the maintenance, not paying the maintenance. At that time, the judge will consider this and they will be issuing this non-bailable warrants.
okay. So in the recent times, as you have also mentioned, that there has been a lot of criticism towards these maintenance and alimony related laws. Do you think that there is a need to change these laws, or there's some reforms that are required as per the change in our society? What are your thoughts on this?
So, yeah, because nowadays, they are the women, not only the women, the most of the people, they are misusing the laws.
Hmm.
Okay. Whereas in maintenance or in alimony or in the like 498A case, domestic violence,
Hmm.
most of them are misusing this law, even though they don't have, they just want to get some money for extortion of money. So these now recently the Supreme Court has passed some guidelines that before filing the FIR, the police has to go thoroughly with the complaint that the wife or the person is providing in the police station. Because the thorough investigation should be done, then only the FIR should be lodged. Without the thorough investigation, without listening to the both the parties, they don't have the right to directly file the FIR. Right? So nowadays, now it's taking some changes. So these changes are not that much giving impact on the laws, but there are some strict changes should be given. Like if the wife is well settled and if she is still claiming that she is not permitted to file the maintenance case. So
Hmm.
that type of thing should be considered and that should be strictly implemented in the right Indian laws.
Okay. And what advice would you give to individuals who are going through a divorce regarding their legal rights in maintenance and alimony cases?
See, one thing, there are a lot of landmark judgments when it comes to the, if it comes to on behalf of husband, there are a lot of landmark judgment right now that they can go to the, by citing that law, I would suggest the lawyers also, they can cite that and they can get the, means some relief from that maintenance. And whereas in the women, the most of the preceding officers and most of the courts are making delay in the awarding the interim maintenance also. In that cases, there are in the CRPC 125 clause 3, we are having a provision that within the 60 days after filing,
Hmm.
okay, filing the maintenance case, she should get the maintenance after concluding all the assets and liabilities and whatever that the financial status that she is having. So after concluding that, within the 60 days of the filing, he has to awarded with the interim maintenance.
Hmm.
Whereas most of the courts are not following this. They are just neglecting that law and they are waiting for the counter to be filed and waiting for the giving the lot of chances for the husband to file the counter. Even the husband is also making dragging to the case
Hmm.
where she's here in some circumstances where the genuine person, like genuine women's, most of them, those who are approaching the court to get some maintenance to for the survival, for the daily needs, they
Hmm.
are being like suppressed there.
Hmm.
They are not getting money. They can't ask the home. In the home, they cannot ask them. So
Hmm.
at that time, these are getting delayed, and they will be the women are facing lot of issues, financial issues
Hmm.
where most of the people are there in the schools also the children get abused that you are not paying money, you are not getting school fees, how you are managing
Hmm.
these all the circumstances that they are facing. So the only thing that these women, the women those who are really supposed to get the maintenance and they're not getting, they are having like Shaira Banu case for the Muslim people. Even before that, before the Shaira Banu case, there was no maintenance for the Muslim women.
Mm.
After that, they are also included in the CRPC 125 that they are also having the right to claim the maintenance. So they are having a lot of legal remedies, and mainly that if they are not getting that, they can approach to the higher court and getting the making get the directions from the higher court to the lower court stating that please fast forward this because she is make if the problem is genuine, then the court will decide it and they will give the directions to the lower courts to complete this as soon as possible and to grant the interim maintenance as she is facing a lot of financial issues. So these are the things that they can get women. And if the men are getting harassed with, or not only harassed, and if he is getting lot of uh, things that he is not having, he is not capable to pay the actual amount which is granted by the lower courts, then he is also having the rights to go to the higher court and get stay on it and uh, getting the to praying to the honorable court to reduce the amount so that which is manageable. So
Right.
these are that they are having the legal rights. Mostly whenever you are getting in the family courts, additional family courts and family courts,
Mm.
the high court is the only option where you can get the justice at that time.
Okay.
Whereas in the family courts, most of the judges are delaying this process,
Okay.
awarding the maintenance or awarding the maintenance to the women and awarding huge amount of maintenance to the women. Also.
Both things are happening.
Yeah, both things are happening right.
Right, right. So I think we've covered all the major points today here. And I think with that, we've come to the end of today's podcast. I think what we've discussed today is that alimony and maintenance are just not about money, they're also about fairness, financial security, and adapting to a changing society. We've seen how courts consider different factors, the impact of recent judgments, and even the debate about gender neutrality in these cases. If you're facing a divorce, the biggest takeaway is know your rights. Get legal advice, be clear about your finances, and don't be afraid to fight for what's fair. And for those on the other side, fairness goes both ways. Law should protect, not be misused. And a huge thank you to our guest, Advocate Ravi Teja, for breaking it down so clearly. If you found this episode helpful, share it with someone who might need this information. And as always, stay informed, stay empowered, and we'll see you next time. Thank you so much.